Hello everyone, this is Malo Sony and welcome to the channel. Now today I'm gonna talk about some cool features of SwiftUI and how we can take the advantage of SwiftUI's builder pattern to make sure that our view also follows the same pattern that SwiftUI follows. So SwiftUI is basically the declarative syntax from Apple, and it's the new framework that is going to be soon replace the UI kit. So today we are gonna build a very simple app with the MVVM architecture, and by using the SwiftUI's power and capabilities to build the apps faster. Now we have this view. Today this is the app that I have developed so far, so I have not done nothing much here. So let me run the app first. Yeah, so here it shows the circular progress, and it shows the percentage and this animation going behind it. So that's it. And so for that we have this circular progress view, and if we jump into it, it has a reader and the indicator view, that pulse animation it has, then the track view. So this is the track, then this is the progress indicator, this one, and on top of that we have a label. Now this is not a perfectly working app, this is just a demo. So what we're gonna do is we'll build the app where it will work same like it is working right now over here. Like we can provide the external view modifiers, like we can provide the padding, or like here we have the title. And also this dot pattern is basically called the builder pattern, and we want exactly the same kind of behavior for our this circular progress view. Now if we go one by one with the views, now I have if you notice that I have marked this as a private, because we don't want this to be directly used by any other view, because this is specifically made for this circular progress view. Now if you see the track view, we have a simple circle, and we have filled the color with the background color, and as an overlay we have added another circle, and it has a stroke and everything, and then it is rotated to 270 degree with some animation. And the progress indicator view, so this is basically indicates that the percentage of completion for particular progress, and it is also rotated to 270 degrees. And then this is the pulse indicator view. This is again a circle, and it has some gradient colors and scale effect. If it has pulse 1.5 else 0, and it has some sort of animations, but we can talk about that later, because our main target is to build the MVVM architecture and the builder pattern for this particular view. Now let's head over to this circular progress view over here in the content view. Now the first thing that we need to identify is that which are the required thing for progress view, and which are the optional things. So in this context we need a progress to be bind with this circular progress view. So whenever we have some progress, our circular progress view will update its view. And the optional thing over here is the different sort kind of colors that we have. So for example, the color of this colors, that the background color, the title color and everything, that is optional, we don't need it initially. But if anyone would like to change it, we should give an option like this. So over here, if we take the example of text, that string is compulsory, but the font and the foreground color and everything is not compulsory, right? Okay, so let's build the view model for this content view. So you can just create a new file, a Swift file. You can just name is content view model. Now let's create a class. It says content view model, and let's make it observable object. Now what observable will do is basically it will make sure that if any of the properties inside this particular class changes, it should give a notification or some sort of event to the view to rebuild it and apply the changes whatever done with our view model. Okay, so what will we have is a thread published where progress, and let's make it double, and let's say our default progress is 0.1 for now. Okay, now we'll, oh, by the way, this publish keyword make sure that whatever change, whenever there is a change in this particular progress variable, it will make sure that our content view rebuilds entire view and apply whatever the changes is there. So if our progress changes from 0.1 to 0.2, it should be rebuild or reload the view and make sure that particular or this circle should rotate accordingly. So to bind the view, we can just say @observe object. So we are saying that the content view is basically would like to observe this object, and we don't want our view model to be visible because this is specifically for this view. So we can say private where, and we can say just view model, and then content view model equals to content view model init. Okay, so this works fine. Now we have a view model, and yeah, okay, and basically we have here the C stack and some background color. Oh, by the way, I have a background colors and extension for it, so I have applied all the background colors and everything over here, so I can easily use it anywhere in the app. And these colors are defined over here. This is title, primary, secondary, green, dark, background. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay, so now we have a progress view which should take. Okay, now we also need to define which properties we would like our progress view to accept. For example, the color of the background color, that is this one, the title color, then the track color, then the indicator color, and the pulse animation color. Yeah, so for that we also need another view model for this component. So let's create another class that is, and also that is going to be private because we don't want this class to be visible to other classes. So I'm gonna copy this. Okay, now let's define published where you can say has pulse animation, that is cool, and let's make it false, right? So if the value is true, then show the animation. Now this animation is not required, as if we think this view as a reusable view, uh, by default we should not show this animation. If user would like to have this animation, then they can call the builder pattern method and just turn this false to true, and it should start behaving and accepting the animation. Now the other published where publish where that is, let's say, a background color of type, so color, and I'm giving the default properties over here, so we can always have this view, this particular background color as a default color, and if wherever we use, if you would like to change it, we can change it, right? So you can see just a background color. Now again, this is coming from the extension that I have created, so this might not be available for you. Publish where we can say track color, that is going to be color dot primary blue. Okay, now the other one is published where indicator color, that is going to be color dot primary color blue, and title color publish where title color is gonna be color equals color dot title color. Now anything else left? No, I guess this is fine for now. Okay, now for this circular view, we have one thing that is required and others are optional. So all the optional things we can put it in our view model, and all the required things we can put it in a same class. So over here I'm setting this as a binding where, and that is going to be progress toggle, and yeah, that's it. Now we need our circular progress view model as well, and that should be observed private where view model is going to be circular okay. Now, so as you see, now if we build the app, we'll get an error. See, yeah, so over here it says that we must pass the progress as a binding to the circular view to make sure whenever there is a change in this content view model's progress property, this circular progress view is gonna rebuild itself and apply the changes whatever has done in the progress property. So I'm over here, we can just say $self view model dot progress. So here we can pass and write the dollar to make sure to indicate that we are not passing the simple property but a binding property. Yeah. Okay, over here we also need a static equals 0.5 for example, and over here we can say circular progress view dot progress. Right. So yeah, okay, so make sure you write static over here to make it available whenever you use it inside, otherwise it may create a problem. Okay, now what we're gonna do is create methods, and methods will have capabilities to change these values. We're gonna implement this later, the values to the subsequent views over here, but let's create a method first. We can say a function, and the first method is pulse animation, so we can say pulse animation, and it should show pulse animation, that is pull. And since this is a SwiftUI Builder pattern, we must have to return the same view to make sure that other methods are also accessible from that. So over here I am just returning circular progress view to make sure that, okay, so over here you can say self.viewModel dot has pulse animation equal to should show pulse animation, and then return self. So now we can use this method, particularly this method over here, where we can say if we would like to show, so we can say pulse animation, and we can say true or false. Okay, now if we go back and let's implement this one, so over here we have this pulse indicator view, so let's write if self.viewModel.has pulse animation, then only will load this particular view, else we will just ignore it. So let's try it out. We have it false. If you see right now, it has this animation. Now we have set this as false, so we can, yeah, now it is working. Now it do not have any animation. Now if we make it true, yeah, it has the animation. So this way we can create different builder patterns. And if you see, this is also working, like this is also applied even after applying our own animation, this builder pattern. Now the only thing we need to make sure is that whatever builder pattern that we build for specific view, it should always be attached to it. So for example, if I just cut it and apply any other view modifier here, I'll get an error. The reason behind is that the frame animation basically returns a view, and view do not have this pulse animation method because that is created inside this, inside the circular progress view, and it has this, but the view is a protocol and it doesn't have this view modifier. So we have to make sure that we follow the steps. Okay, now let's go ahead and build the other colors and everything. Apply the colors to the track view, and so you can just go to the track view, and so basically it needs where background color equals to color, sorry, yes, color, and then where color stroke color, or better we say track color. And one of the amazing thing about the SwiftUI is that it is using a struct, not the classes. So whenever we create a variable like this, it will automatically create the init method for us. So that is super awesome. Yeah, so just replace it with this, and now we can just still have an error. We'll say, okay, so we need a background color, so we just say self.viewModel.background color, self.viewModel.track color. Okay, by the way, we can also apply the same pattern like this over here, but since this is the only thing that it requires, and it is compulsory because it must have a color before it's being initialized and displayed to the screen. So that's why I will not created a view model for specifically this or any other classes, but we can do that. Now we can create the same thing where stroke progress indicator color, and that is going to be color, and yeah, make sure to call self. It's good to follow some naming convention and best practices. So now we'll have this error as well. Now we can say self.viewModel dot, it is going to be indicator color. Yeah. Okay, now what is left is the percentage, and okay, we also need how much percentage it is completed, so that the track should move. This one should be moved to based on the progress. So we also need that as a binding, so you can just say binding, and that is going to be where progress, that is going to be double, and just make sure that it is 1, so we can just say main. Oops. So the maximum is going to be 1 and minimum is going to be progress. Dot 0. Yeah, it accept float, but that is fine. Okay, now we also need to pass the same thing over here. So we already have this binding over here, so we can just write self.progress, and yeah, it is binding, so make sure you don't forget to add the dollar. Now the same thing applies over here. We need the percentage to be updated in the text as well whenever that ring moves from left to right. So we can say, just copy this into over here, and since this is a percentage, we can just say self dot progress into 100, and to make sure it's complete number, let's cast it to integer so we can have always. Yeah, and now we'll get the error from here as well, so let's bind it here, dollar progress. Yeah, okay, let's try it out, what we have configured so far. So what I'm gonna do is let's create a VStack, and apply, oops, so VStack, and then let's apply this cut, paste, and now let's make it VStack. That is fine. Let's create a VStack over here. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we'll create a slider which will track the progress, and as soon as the slider moves, we are going to update our circular progress view. So let's write a slider, and so it also accepts the binding, so we have to pass the binding. So self dot dollar view model dot progress. Okay, we don't need to write this again, and close raise. Okay, so here it is going to be 0.0 to 1.0, and minimum label value is 0. Okay, and maximum is going to be 1.0. Text, and just say current progress. Okay, I guess we slider, let me see. Yeah, here it is. So self dot dollar progress, the close raise is going to be 0 to 1, and the step is going to be 0.01, that is 1%. And yeah, we I guess don't need this. And let's give some padding. So yeah, so it is 10%, and as soon as we move, whoa, it just goes up and down. 0%, that is no progress, and yeah, when we move, yeah, it works awesome. Okay, now let's apply the remaining builder patterns as well. So for now we have created only one pattern, that is the pulse animation. Now let's apply the color, so that is also going to be same like we had for the pulse animation: the background color, track color, indicator color, and title color. So let's just say function track color is going to be track color and color. Now again I am returning circular progress view to make sure that other methods are available. So we can say track color equals to track color, and then just return self. So you can just copy this and apply it over here. We can say background color then the indicator and the title color. Indicator color and the last one is title color. So just copy, paste it everywhere, and yeah, we are done with this. So let's go to our content view, and now we can just say title color is going to be color dot green, just to test it out how it works. I guess oh, okay, so we haven't passed the title color here. Okay, so we need to pass it over here. So let's just say where title color is going to be color, and just copy it, apply over here, just add self, and yeah, then we can just say self dot view view model dot title color, and yeah, let's see if this works. Yeah, so now it's green. And so the same way we can apply and call the different properties. So you can select background color is going to be purple, then the track color is going to be color dot gray, and dot indicator color is going to be color dot red. So this is going to be very ugly in terms of UI, but yeah, so yeah, that's it. So basically let's recap like what we have done so far. So this is basically the builder pattern that has two things to remember while we are building it: the thing that is required and the other things that is optional. So same way the slider has this progress as a required things, this range and step value and everything, but padding is not compulsory. So that is a builder pattern, and it also returns some view. So view has, if view has any methods, then we can apply it over here as well. So this is the builder pattern. We can, what we have done so far is just create a view model for our content view and the second view model for our circular progress view. So this view model makes sure that whenever there is a change in a track color or any of the properties, that is marked as published, and make sure that this class is observable, and we create a observe object over here to make sure that this particular variable is observed by this class, and whenever there is a change in any of the properties over here which is marked as published, it will notify here, and this body is rebuilt every time there is a change. So that is the basic concept of view model, and this is basically the view model architecture. And we, in a production code, we can do all the calculation that we would like to do over the progress whenever any on a click of a button or on a click of a submit we can call the APIs and everything. So that is the MVVM architecture with the builder pattern in the SwiftUI. I hope you like this tutorial, and if you like it, just smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I have a lot more videos coming next week regarding the different tools and techniques that we can do with the SwiftUI version 2.0. As you know that iOS 14 is going to be available within next few days, and we'll have SwiftUI 2.0 production ready. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the video. Do let me know in comments like how you like the video. This is the first time I have record any video, any tutorial like this. So if you have any suggestion to make it better, please do let me know. Any comments are appreciated. Thank you.